Is Xi Jinping on track to field a true 6th-generation fighter jet years before America? As new footage shows China quietly testing prototypes while US programs remain largely on the drawing board. Is the successor to the J-20 already taking shape behind closed doors? With China now building not one but two different future fighters aimed at redefining air dominance over East Asia? With around 500 J-20s already believed to be in service, is China now preparing to roll out an even deadlier jet that could push its air force far beyond anything its rivals have yet deployed? Could the world's biggest dedicated air combat radar be about to power China's new fighter, giving its pilots a sensor reach that eclipses traditional airborne early warning aircraft? Built to strike deep across the Pacific, can the PLA's deadly new ultra-long-range fighter capability genuinely outsmart rivals and rewrite the balance of air power from Hawaii to Tokyo? China's 6th-generation fighter program is surging ahead, with reports now confirming that a fifth prototype has already entered flight tests, signaling just how fast Beijing is moving. On July 23, new footage surfaced showing China flight testing what analysts say is the fifth prototype of its very heavy, ultra-long-range 6th-generation combat aircraft. Questions quickly grew over whether footage from an earlier sighting may have shown this same new aircraft, hinting that more prototypes could be flying than publicly acknowledged. The observed jet appeared somewhat different in shape and proportions, but poor image quality has clouded the full view and left analysts debating exactly what China has in the air. Chengdu currently builds the J-20, China's premier 5th-generation stealth fighter, which has quietly become the backbone of the country's high-end air combat fleet. The PLA Air Force is estimated to be acquiring between 100 and 120 new J-20s every year, a production tempo that far outpaces most Western fighter programs. As a result, around 500 J-20 fighters are now believed to be serving with China's Air Force, giving Beijing one of the largest stealth fleets anywhere in the world. Two distinct 6th-generation types are expected to eventually succeed the entire J-20 fleet, splitting China's future air dominance role between different mission sets. Chengdu is reportedly developing an ultra-long-range, ultra-heavy combat aircraft for China, designed to project air power far beyond the country's immediate neighborhood. Meanwhile, Shenyang is building a lighter, but still very heavy fighter type that appears closer to J-20 dimensions, potentially giving the PLA more flexibility in how it fields 6th-gen jets. The first Chengdu 6th-generation prototype reportedly flew on December 26, 2024, marking the start of a test campaign that has progressed at remarkable speed. Within just months, at least 5 separate prototypes have already entered flight testing, suggesting a level of industrial and engineering focus rarely seen in modern fighter programs. Early service entry for these jets was once thought likely only in the early 2030s, in line with typical development timelines for such complex aircraft. Some analysts now estimate that operational deployment could happen as early as 2029 to 2030, shaving years off the original expectations if testing continues at this pace. This rapid prototype progress strongly suggests the program enjoys clear funding priority in Beijing, placing it at the very top of China's air power modernization agenda. An earlier deployment of China's 6th-generation fighters could significantly shift the military balance of power in East Asia, forcing neighbors and the US to rethink their own roadmaps. This new fighter program feeds directly into China's broader modernization of its aerial warfare capabilities, tying sensor, missile, and support networks into a single forward-leaning ecosystem. Beijing is simultaneously developing new satellites, long-range air-to-air missiles, next-generation AEW&C platforms and tankers, all of which are meant to complement these future fighters. Chengdu's 6th-generation fighter is described as being designed for ultra-long-range missions across the Pacific, allowing China to project air power far from its home bases. The aircraft may be able to operate beyond regular AEW&C and tanker support coverage, forcing China to build more organic range and sensing into the jet itself. Refueling support may still be available near Chinese-controlled territory, giving the jet forward reach while keeping its logistical lifelines anchored closer to home. Its unusually large nose cone could potentially house what analysts speculate might be the world's largest dedicated air combat radar, dramatically increasing detection range and target tracking capacity. Such a powerful onboard radar may reduce China's dependence on separate airborne early warning aircraft, allowing the fighter itself to serve as a sensor node deep inside contested airspace. Combined with advanced stealth shaping and high agility, this sensor suite could dramatically improve the jet's chances of surviving inside hostile-controlled airspace while still prosecuting long-range missions. A new report suggests that China's J-20 is no longer being optimized to chase US F-22s in traditional dogfights, but to operate differently within a wider Chinese battle network. According to analysis carried by 1945.com, Beijing is now building the J-20 around a different war strategy, one that emphasizes standoff attacks and system-level disruption. Rather than chasing classic air superiority, the focus is reportedly shifting toward long-range strikes and ambush tactics, using stealth to get J-20s into position and shoot first. The report describes the J-20 as evolving into a stealthy, networked missile truck, able to plug into sensors across the theater and then fire large volleys from relative safety. Recent imagery has shown the J-20 carrying external missiles in so-called beast mode, trading some stealth for a visibly heavier loadout under its wings. In this configuration, analysts say the J-20 can carry as many as 14 air-to-air missiles, combining its internal bays with multiple hardpoints along the wings. The shift suggests that raw firepower may now matter more than maintaining maximum stealth at all times, especially once Chinese forces believe they control parts of the airspace. Interestingly, the report argues that the J-20's main prey is not American fighters over the Pacific, but much softer and more valuable aircraft sitting further back. Instead, China is said to be targeting the aircraft that power US operations, aiming to break the network that keeps American jets fueled, guided, and informed. Those potential targets include refueling tankers, AWACS early warning planes, ISR platforms, and command and control aircraft that sit at the core of US air dominance. Armed with PL-15 missiles and even longer-range weapons now in development, the J-20 could fire from standoff distances, engaging those high-value assets before escorts can react. Destroying these support aircraft would blind and starve US fighters, cutting them off from fuel and shared sensors, and forcing them to fight with shorter reach and far less awareness. The J-20 Mighty Dragon is China's first operational 5th-generation stealth fighter, signaling its entry into the top tier of modern combat aviation. It was developed by Chengdu Aerospace Corporation, the same state-owned firm behind several of China's frontline fighter designs. The jet is designed primarily for long-range air combat operations, allowing it to threaten targets far from China's coastline. It features low observable stealth characteristics intended to reduce its radar signature and delay detection by enemy sensors. The J-20 operates as part of China's broader networked warfare doctrine, sharing data with other aircraft, ground stations, and ships. It is widely seen as China's closest answer to the US F-22 Raptor, even if its mission profile is now diverging from that of the American jet. The J-20 can reportedly carry up to 14 air-to-air missiles in a maximum load configuration, far more than earlier Chinese fighters. It achieves this by using both its internal weapon bays and external wing pylons, mixing stealthy and non-stealthy loadouts as needed. That gives it one of the heaviest missile loads ever fielded on a stealth fighter, at least on paper. Recent photos have shown at least 8 missiles slung under the wings alone, even before counting the weapons hidden inside. This configuration greatly boosts firepower but inevitably reduces stealth, making the jet more visible once it enters beast mode. Analysts compare the idea to the F-35's beast mode, where the aircraft sacrifices low observability to carry maximum weapons on external racks. The PL-15 is a long-range, beyond visual range air-to-air missile designed to hit targets far outside normal dogfighting distances. It forms a key part of China's standoff engagement strategy, allowing J-20s to threaten tankers and AWACS from well beyond their escort screen. Future variants are expected to push engagement ranges even further, tightening the noose around high-value support aircraft in a Taiwan or Pacific fight.